Hi everyone! So today I'm going to be doing a makeup tutorial. I know a lot of you guys have been asking for a while, so I am doing one finally and I'm so excited to share how I do my makeup. So first I'll start off with just like showing you guys all the products I use just right off the bat, so you know what I'm using. But you don't have to use exactly these ones. These are the ones that I've just received or gotten, and I just really like them. So anyway, I'm going to first start off with some moisturizer. I don't really put a whole lot of like stuff like on my face like this, but I've used this for years. Like, this has always been so amazing. Like, sometimes I feel like I wake up with really dry skin and this just always solves the problem. So I always put this on before my makeup too. So it's the Burt's Bees moisturizer. And then let's see, what do I do after that? I don't typically wear a lot of blush, but if I do, then I really like this one from however you say it, Glossier, I'm sorry, I don't know how to say it. But this one's really nice and easy. But I don't typically use it too much unless I feel like I'm just feeling a little pale. But anyway, this is my bronzer that I use. I kind of use it as more of a contour. I'll go into that later. But from Hoola Benefit, this one, like, it'll last you like literally forever. I've had this like for such a long time. After that, I go into my eyeliner. And this is what I use for this. It's Stilo, however you say it, Stay All Day waterproof liquid eyeliner in black. This one just always, it lasts so long, just not smudge. I love it. So highly recommend that one. I forgot what brand this is, but I just got it from Sephora. Just any one of these is fine. Whatever your preference is for this will do. And then my mascara, which I love this mascara. Like, I love it so much. My friend told me about it and I have not gone back. It's the Telescopic Carbon Black mascara. And it is the best. I love it. It makes my lashes look so long. So I really recommend this. This is like drugstore stuff. You can get this pretty much anywhere. And for my waterline eyeliner, it's called LA Girl. This is also just a drugstore find. You can pretty much find this anywhere. It's called LA Girl Perfect Precision Eyeliner. I've used it so much you can't even like read the whole thing. But yeah, drugstore, you can find this anywhere. And this is also amazing. I love this so much. It lasts so long. Now for highlighter, I love my highlighter. I use this Chanel highlighter. I was gifted this in December of 2023 and it is still, I mean, guys, look how little I've used. And I use this every single day when I put on my makeup, every day. And like, look at this, like, it's wonderful. I've had this since 2023. It is just amazing. Oh, this is called the Pearly White. That is the specific name of it. For lips, I'm gonna go in with this Refi lip liner. It's called Rosewood. It's a specific color. And then for my lip gloss, I was also gifted this. And I love it so much. It's the Dior lip oil. I'm like literally out of it, but I'm gonna make it work today. So that's pretty much all I use. I don't really think I forgot anything in there, but anyway, let's get started. Okay, so what I'm gonna do first is I just like to just do like a pump of this on my hand. And then I'm gonna take just fingers is fine. I just kind of rub it in, make sure my skin isn't dry. And just kind of get it like anywhere you want. No rule to this. Oh, and I would also like to say, I am not a professional makeup artist by any means, so if I do something that's like silly or not technically correct, just bear with me. But I don't know, it works for me. Now that my skin is not dry anymore, we're gonna go to contour. I use the bronzer is like kind of a contour, if that makes sense. I'll show you, of course, what I'm doing. And by the way, I'm gonna look very silly for a lot of this tutorial because I leave the bronzer on while I do my other stuff, while I do my eyes and everything, because I don't know if that's correct or not. I just feel like it kind of like, you know, waiting, it'll really get it on there, and then I'm gonna blend it. So don't worry, this is obviously not gonna be the final product here, but I'm gonna go in on my nose, you know, kind of at the point where like it bends up a little bit, if that makes sense, and I'm gonna make that line right there. I know it looks dark, but I'm going to blend it in, I promise, in a little bit here. And then I'm going to go up and I'm going to follow kind of like the side of my nose bone more in though. The point of doing this is to make your nose appear a bit smaller than what it is. So you're gonna kind of like do that. It's gonna like just kind of like really shape your nose. And then I'm gonna bring it up like this to my eyebrows. And then I'm gonna do one more on my nose, just kind of like under the point like this, right here. Okay, and that is what I look like right now. So don't worry, I look so ridiculous, but I'm going to go and fix this later on. Next, I have this fan brush. When I ordered this on Amazon, it looked a lot smaller, so it does not need to be this humongous. Just any fan shape is good, but this one still is perfectly fine. I'm gonna get that in the bronzer. And then you're gonna go and you wanna kind of outline your cheekbones. I have like a very like soft facial feature, so I kind of do this just to feel a little bit like sharper, if that makes sense. But you see where I put it there, kind of like outlining my cheekbone. And you can already see it compared to this side. Like it makes it look sharper. But of course, like the nose, we're going to be blending this in as well. This side's turn. Just get it on there. I only started doing this like last year or something. I never was a contour person. And then I'm gonna go and I'm gonna get it on my forehead. And the point of this is to just kind of like make it look a little bit smaller than it is in person. Even though everyone is perfect the way they are, but you know, we like to have fun. So there we go, that's what I do with that. One more thing with the contour, I know there's a lot going on with the contour, is I'm going to outline my jawline. So this, I'm just taking this kind of brush, whatever this is called, and I'm gonna go outline my jawline like this. Okay, there we go. Oh wait, one more thing. So I'm gonna take this big brush just to really get on the forehead. Just kind of like rub it over this one more time. Okay, that is it with the contour. Now we're gonna leave that on. So we're gonna look a little silly here for a few minutes, but that's okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with my eyeliner. I think this is the part that a lot of people wanted to see a tutorial on. So there's a lot, I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of trial and error. Some days I nail it and it's like takes me 2 minutes. Other days I'm like, oh my gosh, it looks so bad, I can't even do it. And so, you know, give yourself a little bit of time for this. It just kind of depends. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start on the eyelid. You can also start like on the corner and go up, but I just find like, I don't know, it's easier to match both sides if I do it like this. So I'll just demonstrate like this. There you go. It's kind of gonna look like that at first. And don't worry about, like, we're gonna clean it up after. Oh, I recommend having some Q-tips too. Unfortunately, I don't have any with me, so we're just gonna have to struggle without it. But Q-tips are really nice to like go clean up, especially after mascara. Okay, now we're gonna go from the point, like the point right here at the end of your eye. Oh, and you see where I started? I started like kind of like, well, I can't really explain it, but you guys see where I started. That's about like where your actual eye like ends, if that makes sense. Okay, now we're gonna go make the point. Okay, and don't worry, we're gonna like really sharpen that point or as much as we can. But you see, that's the wing, that's the shape of the wing. Before we fill it in, I am gonna go start over here. And I'm just gonna make a line. You don't want this part to be too thick because then it's gonna like look like a whole big chunk of your eyelid is covered with it, and you don't want that necessarily for this look at least. Okay, now I'm gonna go in like, I left a little bit of space as you can see above the line, especially as it gets closer to the wing, but especially over here, I just recommend tracing it directly and then you can kind of branch out. But there we go, that's how it's looking so far. And now I'm just gonna cover or color it in like a picture book. Okay, so now this is what we're working with. It's looking okay, but we can get this better. So now what I'm gonna do is, you see this kind of like dip here? Kind of don't want that. So I'm gonna go and like drag, you see this part? I'm gonna make that a little less noticeable. So that's what we're working with now. We need to make this tip a little bit sharper. So this part is probably the part that you need to be the most careful with because you can easily mess that up. But if you do, it's no worries. You take a Q-tip, kind of rub it off. It'll come off pretty easily when you do that. so it won't be a big deal. Okay, I think that's pretty good here. You can see it's looking pretty nice and clean now. You can really see it if I turn my head like this. So what's fun about doing eyeliner is it comes out differently like every time, kind of. You have like the little slight differences, but now we need to match this side exactly like this side. That is really important because you don't want like, you know, it's going up at this angle. You don't want to be going up like any more or any less than that. So you have to really like look at this side, see where you ended up, and just try your best to match it. Of course, it's not going to be perfect, but that is okay. Okay, so doing the other side now. Same thing. Okay, that's where I started with. It's kind of hard to tell if I did it completely accurate, but I think it looks pretty good. So we're going to go on. And if you messed up, if you realize you went a little higher, a little lower, just take a Q-tip and try to rub it off. It shouldn't give you that much of a problem. Okay, I think I'm doing okay with the accuracy of both. But okay, now we're gonna do the same thing and trace my eyelid. I made a little mistake here. I'm just gonna take my finger and see, that wasn't that hard. And I'm gonna go fill it in. Okay, so now I definitely have some work to do. So don't worry, like it's not gonna look exactly accurate when you first really look. This is like crazy different. So what I'm noticing is that this one it needs to be more up on the top and more filled in. Okay, so I filled in the top a little bit more. Okay, so this is where we are now. I still feel like this one needs to just go up higher, like just the point needs to be a little bit more up. So I felt like the point needed to go a little bit higher on it. So I'm just kind of like, I don't have any Q-tips. So I'm just taking a paper towel and I'm just gonna like erase partly what I did here. This happens all the time. Don't worry if you mess up. I've been doing this like every day for the longest time and I'm still like messing it up. So it's okay. I feel like I need to go a little bit higher. Very close. The tip is just a little bit more precise on this side, as you can see. Okay, I think this is pretty good. It looks pretty even to me. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take all this contour off of my face. Just take kind of like a blending brush. This is the one that I have. And just lightly tap everywhere you put the contour or the bronzer. And the goal is you obviously don't want to have these like lines on your face, but you want to see like a little bit of a darker shade wherever you did apply them. Just so you look a little more snatched, if that makes sense. And this, when I'm blending this way, I kind of just go like, I tap it, but I also just kind of go like this way, because the whole point of this is to like up, you know? So I kind of just blend it up. It is also really hot where I'm filming this right now. I am like sweating, so it's not exactly helping, but that's okay. We gotta do what we gotta do. Okay, now lastly, jawline. Okay, and what I also like to do is you want to definitely have it, you know, blended in, but I really like on my nose, you can kind of see that little line. Probably don't even need any more of this, but I don't know. I always thought that just looked kind of cute if you had that a little bit more noticeable. So I like just take my brush. I don't even have to like reapply the contour. I just take, you know, the same one that I was using for my nose, put a little more on, and then I go take my finger and I just kind of like blend it in with my finger. All right, now it's time for mascara. I love mascara. Okay, so yeah, any eyelash curler is fine. You're just gonna really get in there. You really want those lashes to be like as vertical as you can make them. So I make sure that I'm getting like every lash, and then I put it as close to my lash line as possible, and then I'm gonna go and grab, hold, I don't know how many seconds, I just ballpark it. But you see how I'm really getting it in there. Hold. I'm gonna do that again now, but this time instead of just holding it, I'm just gonna like lightly squeeze like this. The more curled you can get your lashes before you put mascara on, the better they're gonna look, always. Okay, that's looking pretty good already. So you can see they're like pretty much like bent over there. Anyway, I don't know, I just like it because it really makes them look long. So one more time, I feel like I can get those outer ones a little bit stronger. One more time with just the hold. I love how they're looking. You see how if I turn my head, like how curled they are? That's what you want. Whenever I curl my lashes, it kind of takes off a little bit of the eyeliner that you've traced along your lash line. So just go back and redo it, not a big deal. Okay, that's better. So now I'm just gonna like take my finger and resituate my lashes because they kind of went slightly in a different direction after tracing that. Now, what I'm gonna do for my mascara, I love this mascara. Okay, I'm gonna start with my bottom lashes because there's a lot of substance on these wands, and so you don't want to put too much on right at the beginning because then it's gonna be too heavy for your lashes and they're gonna fall down. So you don't want that. So I always start with my lower lashes. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to go to my upper lashes. I'm gonna start on the outside because those are the most important ones you really want to be nice and visible. And I kind of just like shake it a little bit. I have an eyelash separator. Oh, I forgot to show you guys that in the beginning, but it's not really a product. But anyway, it's really helpful because it like separates if you have like if they're stuck together. It's perfect for that. This is what I use to fix that. You can see how much I use it. Like there's like mascara stuck in it at all times. So I'm just gonna go and lightly, of course, be careful, don't poke your eye. So you don't wanna get too close to your lash line. But you see this one right here, I'm gonna separate that. So I'm just gonna go. You can also just use it like this, which is totally fine, but I just really like to be like precise, and I just specifically go for the ones that I see. All right, I'm gonna do the other eye now. Okay, now I'm coming back for a second coat. So I'm gonna do the same thing that I did, start with the bottom lashes, and then go to the top ones. Now I'm gonna use this again to separate my lashes. So now to clean up my eyelid, I usually just like to take a Q-tip, get it a little wet, and then wipe off the excess mascara off my eyelid. But since I don't have that, you can just use a paper towel or a napkin, whatever, anything works. And get it a little bit wet, and then just wipe off everything. Okay, so this is how this eye is looking. And now I'm going to do the same thing with the other eye. So this is how both of my eyes look now. I'll go a little closer here so you can see. The eyeliner looks pretty even. The mascara makes the lashes look nice and long. Now, I love my highlighter, you guys. I love it. Now we're gonna go in with this sort of brush and just get it on there. And now you're gonna do like directly on your cheekbones up here. You don't wanna do right to the contour, but you wanna do like right here. So like this. Okay, other side. Makes it look nice and shiny, right? So like, especially, like you can really see it from this angle. We're gonna blend it in too, don't worry. You can really see it from this angle, especially if you're out in the sun. It's gonna look nice and shiny. It looks great with sunlight. Okay, now I'm gonna take a little tiny brush and we are going to go right on the tip of your nose and then in between right to the contour. And then I go on the inner corners of my eye. And then lastly, right underneath the arch of my eyebrow. See, it looks nice and shiny in the sun. And then we're gonna go and I take this, another like blending brush. And I don't use the same like blending brushes or brushes for highlighter and contour just because the contour is so dark and I don't want to accidentally like mix that in with the highlighter. You know what I mean. Just kind of like blend it in here like this. And then I don't put anything on my eyebrows, but I just like to make sure everything looks pretty neat. So I just take one of these things and I just trace. So it just looks nice and neat after that, because blending it kind of messed it up a little bit. But there we go. I'm gonna take my lip liner and I'm going to pretty much trace my lips. Feel free to, if you want to like overline it a little bit to make your lips look a little bit bigger. I do that a little bit. I'll show you what I do. But for the most part, try to just stick close to it. But a little bit over is fine. You can already tell Like, it makes them look even fuller just from that. Now bottom. So that looks pretty even. I love this lip liner because it makes it look pretty natural. And honestly, like, you can blend it in a little bit. I don't, just because, well, it depends on the shade, because this one's pretty close. It's just slightly darker than my, like, natural lip shade. So I don't really feel the need to blend it in personally, but if that's what you want to do, then go for it. And then I'm gonna just go put some gloss on it. Mine's like almost out. Okay, rub it in. And then there you go for the lips. I feel like the lips just really pull the whole thing together. It just, love it. Now, oh, here's my waterline eyeliner. This, also with this, you're gonna need a pencil sharpener too. Forgot to mention that, because you want it to be nice and sharp when you do it. Or, I mean, like, this is fine for now. I'll probably have to sharpen it soon though, but as long as there's a nice tip. Okay, so now you're gonna do this and make sure you don't want it to really go like under your, like on your actual face. You just want it to go on your waterline. So like you don't obviously want to pull down your skin too much here, but just slightly so you can see it. Be careful not to poke yourself. And just rub it in there. It goes on very smoothly. Okay, there we go. Now time for the other eye. Oh, and I will say, if you do this waterline eyeliner, it's going to make your eyes look slightly smaller. Like, this one kind of looks more smaller than this one. So it's kind of like a personal preference. Like, I don't mind that. I really like how it looks, but if you want the nice big like doe-eyed look, then I wouldn't do this. Now this is it with everything done. And I take with me when I'm out and about, I take the waterline eyeliner, I take the eyelash curler just in case, and I take my lip liner and I take my lip gloss. Oh, and some chapstick too. But I don't need anything else on the go, just these, because you'll definitely want to reapply this, especially if you're in the sun. It might come off a little bit. For the most part, it's pretty good, but, you know, touch-ups are nice here and there. No. I dropped everything. Okay, anyway, oops. Or let me just get closer to the camera here and show you the final, look here. Yeah, I just love how the highlighter just shines in the light. It's just so, I love highlighter so much. But, yeah, so just to recap, we did some moisturizer, some contour, eyeliner, mascara, highlighter, lip liner, lip gloss, and then waterline eyeliner. And then I call it a day. So feel free, again, like you can use like whatever brand you want, doesn't matter. Just those are the ones that I love and I've been using. And anyway, I hope this was helpful to some of you guys. Final look. And I think that concludes it. Let me know if you guys have any more questions or if I should explain something in more detail. And if you try it out, then let me know and post some pictures so I can see and we can be matching. But that is it for the makeup tutorial and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Okay, bye-bye.